Welcome to the Pharmacy Residency Podcast, a member of the Pharmacy Podcast Network. I'm Tony Guerra, pharmacist, publisher, and professional editor, bringing you interviews and advice on succeeding in your residency journey. You can sign up for the email list at pharmacyresidencypodcast.com to get your free LOI template or get editing help working one-on-one with me at residency.teachable.com. Let's get started with the show. Hey, welcome to the Pharmacy Residency Podcast, a member of the Pharmacy Podcast Network. I know it's Christmas Eve and tomorrow is Christmas. I work every day. I just get up really early and do all this stuff. Then I do this stuff with my kids and hang out and sneak in a couple more letters. But I will be working through the holiday season. I get everything back within 24 hours, regardless of any holidays. It's just the best analogy I have is that you might try to do something on your own, like plumbing or fixing something with a car and things like that. And plumber comes over and goes and fixes it, and you're like, whoa, how did you do it so quick? And it's not that they're any better than you. It's just they have been doing it for so long that they know exactly what to look for, exactly what to fix, and just makes it a lot easier. So anyway, just want to let you guys know I'm still here if you need my help, and give you just kind of 3 tips as you're finishing up. So the first thing is that you're really wanting to press submit and you are exhausted and you just want to get on with the holidays and put this behind you. And what I would say is, if there's a couple of deadlines, sure, do those first deadlines first, but I would not send it all and get it out of the way. You're going to get a bit of a recharge as you've got this holiday break, and you're going to find that you're going to regret having sent them in without your best work. Second, I'm finding that a lot of people are feeling very stressed because of the season, and the fact of the matter is that the stress will be much more if you send something that is not your best work, and that it will actually be a lot harder for you to succeed over the next couple of months because the first invitations for interview will be in about 4 or 5 days. So a couple of RPDs will make interviews just before the new year, and then others will really start closer to the first week of the new year, and that'll be the first interviews. And knowing that you didn't put your best really, really makes it a lot harder. The last piece is to get away from the prestige factor, which is when you look at where you're applying, are you applying to compete or are you applying for a place that you'll really feel comfortable? And what I see over and over again are applications to these massive academic medical centers where it's not really a fit between what you want to do and what you're trying to get out of it. So as you're taking it, and I don't know what this sixth sense is. My wife has it. I don't as much. But when we went to go look at a house, and I've told this story before, I asked her, why doesn't she like it? And she didn't really give me, objective measures. She just said, I don't like it. And I remember going back to it saying, no, I'm not going to buy this house because my wife just doesn't like it. And come to find out that what she saw was that there was a not electric pole, but a telephone pole in front of it. I was so enamored with the house, I didn't even look at the telephone pole in front of it, how busy the street was in front of it, and that you need to really listen to. And so if your mind's eye is saying, yeah, this just doesn't feel right, well, don't do it. Don't apply there. Find some place that does feel right. So get some of the applications in, but as you start rolling, really take your time, make sure, because you really got 12 shots to go for 4,000 different opportunities and spaces, and the biggest mistake anybody makes is just applying to the wrong place because they applied to some place they felt they should go rather than some place that they've really reflected on and is really a good match. And on the other side, it's super easy to see those students that have really matched well by matching up their APPE rotations with the residency rotations that are to come. They've matched their leadership experiences and things that they're doing with the area. And then they've likely applied pretty regionally because they're already in the area and they want to be part of that. It's hard to put it this way, but residencies that are PGY1s are very homogenous. That is, they generally take half of their residents from either one or two schools and the area. So if you want the best chance of getting a residency, it really comes down to being local. And I get it. You're like, oh, I want an adventure. I want mountains or beaches or things like that. Well, yeah, go ahead and apply to those. But I'm just telling you that if you want to make sure that you're making your safety residency a safety residency, that one should be local, should be someplace that you've already done an APPE, because no Zoom call is ever going to trump somebody who's done an APPE at a site. And that's the biggest reason that most of them are so local. So happy holidays, whatever your holiday is. It's Christmas Eve here in central Iowa. We have it's warmed up from negative 36 with the wind chill to, I think it's above freezing a little bit. So again, it's just my absolute joy to work with these and do this letter writing with you, and to give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing that, okay, you know what, I can't guarantee an outcome, but what I can do is know that I have truly done my best and that I've gotten the best help, and that you get one shot at this. I'm not trying to be Eminem, but you do. You get one shot, and then once you get to, certainly phase 2 will probably increase in the number of residency sites that are available. I'm going to guess there's going to be about 600 sites available in phase 2, because it's becoming so easy to detect those toxic residency sites, and people are just not applying to them. But I think that it's just so much better to just get this done and not spend your spring break trying to reapply to residency. So residency.teachable.com/P/extreme LOI. As soon as you've signed up, you just email me at tonythepharmacist@gmail.com your current letter of intent, then a couple of sentences about the core residency rotations you're most interested in. Give me 3, and then 3 of the electives. This helps me integrate that part of it into why you really match, and then also a copy of your CV and a link to your top choice. So the toughest thing really isn't that first letter of intent. The toughest thing is making those subsequent letters of intent seem like they are your first choice. Because it really does come on the page when you start kind of grinding these out, that you really haven't paid attention if you don't set up a template in the way that's going to work that way. And most of the templates that are out there are really set for you to only get that first one right, and not really the other 11. Well, most people average on 12 applications. So, all right, Merry Christmas. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for listening to the Pharmacy Residency Podcast, a member of the Pharmacy Podcast Network. You might also like to check out our available residency audiobooks at pharmacyresidencypodcast.com/books, where you can get your first book free if you've never been on Audible before, or work one-on-one with me as a professional editor at residency.teachable.com. Feel free to send an invite to connect with me, Tony PharmD, on LinkedIn, or email me at tonythepharmacist@gmail.com with questions. Music was by Policy.